Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'm telling you, we are live from Seattle, Washington. Thank you so much for supporting Kenya Marekani. Today, we really have a very important program. But before we even continue, please make sure you share, make sure you like, make sure you comment. Tell us where you're watching from. If you can hear us loud and clear, let us know. And then also, please make sure you subscribe to our pages, Mkenya Marekani TV on YouTube. And you can like our page on Facebook. It's called Mkenya Marekani. And also we are on Instagram, Mkenya Marekani. If you can hear us, just tell us, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Mkenya Marekani platform is a platform where we motivate one another, mostly Kenyans from diaspora, and especially here in the US. But I feature other Kenyans all over the world. And today is no difference. We have a very special guest who was here. Actually, she featured me on her magazine. I don't know if she writes. She will tell us still about it. And we are here to light one another's candle. She has a very nice platform, and she will educate us about it. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, wapi makofi na drum rolls, tafadhali. Thank you so much. Karibu sana, karibu sana.
Asante, thank you so much.
Yes. Hi, how is it going? Happy New Year.
Happy
All
New
the way
Year.
in Kenya.
Yes, the going is great. Enjoying the sunshine.
Yeah, you know, one of the major things that Kenya is ahead of US is time.
Oh yeah. That's why they say, like, when somebody's running late in Kenya, like, I'm still on time because you're still ahead of you guys. So you're still ahead, so I'm still on time, technically.
Yeah, you're still on time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, amazing. Introduce to us who you are. Our viewers, I know they are very excited to know you. Karibu sana.
Asante. My name is Ayoti Kakud, Johnina Ayoti Kakud, and I'm currently in Nairobi. I first met Gary, like he said, in the US. I was doing a magazine called African Vines, and I interviewed him about what he was going through with needing the kidney transplant. So in 2019, I moved back to Kenya, and I've been here since then because COVID hit. You know, you move to Kenya, uko na plans, you're excited, naenda kukula hizo mtura, chakula barabarani, you know, like the street food, everything you missed, and then COVID happens, and then you're like stuck at home. So I was supposed to be moving back to the US this year, but because of COVID, there were so many delays in the processes that I came for. So I'm looking at another 1.5 years in Kenya before we have to move back to we'll be moving back to Arizona when we come back to the US.
Oh, you'll be moving from Seattle?
No, actually, we are in Illinois, in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
And then from Chicago, we moved here. But then my husband's mom lives in Arizona, and she's getting older. So we just want to move closer to her. You know, when they're older, they want company. So we're just trying to move and live closer to her once we go back to the US.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Amazing. Before we even move on, you know, here on Kenya Marekani, we tell guys how they can come to the US. So before tuendelee na mambo mengine, Ebu, tell us when you came to the US and how it's been for you even moving back to Kenya after staying in the US for some time. I know there is culture shock both places. When you stay so much in US, you go back to Kenya, you're like, okay, where am I?
Right. So, so I'm one of those people who I grew up a very regular life. Nilisoma Western. I grew up in Kakamega, went to high school in Webuye, went to KU. So during my time in KU, I used to volunteer with an organization along Thika Road. It's called IYF. And when I was there, I met this American volunteer. Her name is Joy. And she told me about this program called the Fulbright Program. Some people are very familiar with it. There's a very big Fulbright alumni community in the US. So because I was getting my bachelor's degree in education, English and literature. And the Fulbright program, people get to travel to the US to teach Swahili. Kiswahili in the US. She told me about
repeat that. You have a master's.
Yeah, I have a master's degree in linguistics from a college in the US, university in the US. It's called Northern Illinois University in the US. But my bachelor's is from Kenyatta University. And so I got to go to the US the first time I went there, I got a scholarship from the US government. So what one advertise is it scholarships a lot on their website, US website, their Facebook pages, Kenyan embassy. And the biggest challenge is it's a very, very long application process. Like kama hauna patience, people give up. And so I got the scholarship. I started applying for it like in 2013, maybe February, and I got the scholarship. No, I started in August of 2013, just the whole preparation and everything. But then I got the scholarship in 2015. So it goes to show just how much patience it needs. Anyway, so I got to get the scholarship. I went there. I taught for 9 months. It's like a fully funded scholarship. They pay for the plane ticket, accommodation, and stuff like that. Then after I finished, I came back shortly because I'll talk about that a little bit if there's time. But because of the scholarship, you're supposed to come back to your home country for 2 years before you can apply for like a green card. Let's say you get married to an American, you can't get a green card until you move back to your country for 2 years to give back to your country. And so I came back briefly, then I went back for my master's degree for 2 years. And then I stayed for 1 more year. And during that time, I met my husband, got married, and then I had to move back to fulfill my 2-year kulipadeni technically. So that's why I came back in 2019. And yeah, you asked about culture shock. Where do I start? I don't know if you've heard about the Midwestern nice. Have you heard of that expression?
No, yet.
I moved to Wisconsin, which is the heart of Midwestern. And there's something they call the Midwestern nice. Najua Kenya, mtu amekasirisha, you just say, "Ay bana acha ujinga," or like you're very direct in the way you communicate as a Kenyan. It's not the case with the Midwest. And you have to read between the lines. If someone tells you, I might not want to sit there. Unajua Mkenya unafikiria, ananiambia I might not want to, hiyo ni suggestion. Naweza kaa hapa nikitaka.
Ni suggestion, like unaweza kaa ukitaka.
Ukitaka. To them inamaanisha, don't sit there. And I'm serious about it. So, nilikasirisha watu sana the first time because just the cultural communication was very challenging. When you think it's a directive, but it's really not. When you think it's a suggestion, it's actually an order. So it was very interesting. The food, I went a whole week without eating. Kwa sababu sikupata Mkenya penye nilienda mwenye ananipatia unga ya ugali the first week. And everything tasted different. Everything smelled different. So I think I survived on fries, McDonald's fries. That was the easiest thing I could eat. So it was a very...
It looks like wewe hata ni wale tunaambiongo hata ukichemshwa kwa maji you can't change a bit.
You have to. Ilibidi nakwambia. It took a long time, but ilibidi. It was a very learning process. So yeah.
Wow, amazing. What about Kenya now? Going back to Kenya, like.
Oh, going back
after
to
staying
Kenya.
in the US.
Yeah, you've heard of reverse culture shock, right?
Yes.
So it's been very interesting because you come back and I don't know, people have different kinds of friend circles, but you go away for 5 years, you come back, people have moved on with their lives, and then being in the US, you learn to be very individual and isolated. You're happy with your kukaa peke yako kwa nyumba, you can stay in the house the whole day and the whole time. If people want to visit you, they have to make an appointment, kinda, you know. But here, then I come back here, then, you know, you're used to a very, a lifestyle yenye umejifungia. But then here people don't understand. They're like, ulikuja na huku tuambia, akiwe sababu, unaona tukuomba kituleta kutoka US, not just Torika hiyo. But it's like, you've gotten used so much to your solitary lifestyle that you forget. The other thing, kitu imekuwa very big culture shock, mambo ya customer service. I think you can agree with me. You go anywhere you go in the US, people are very friendly. Oh, hey, how can I help you? How was your day? Mkenya unaingia na kuambia, unamuuliza, uko na sukari? Kuambia, yeah, iko. And then when you're friendly, it's very weird. If you're like, you know, cheerful, the upbeat, the way you're used to when you go to a grocery store, watu wanakuangalia ile ai, kwani tunajuana? Uko hapa kubai kitu, bai uende. So just the human interaction has been very like reversed in terms of having to adjust back to being in Kenya and stuff.
Yes. And now talking about the customer service and all that, that's what we are here to talk about.
Yes.
Now tell us now the thought behind it, how you started that, and how you are now moving on. It's a now that's like your baby now. Talk to us.
Yes, it is. So in 2019, I came back fresh from, the US, completely different lifestyle and different expectation in terms of customer service.
Yeah.
And then I realized one thing that really stood out to me was the fact that depending on how you communicate and
Yeah.
which location you are in, you're treated differently. For example, if you go to, and this is just my personal experience. I'm not gonna like hold everybody to the same standard. This is my personal experience. If
Yeah.
you go to, like, let's say this high-end stores, high-end quote unquote in Kenyan
Yeah.
standards, you're treated
Yeah.
very differently depending on how you speak. Let's start. Kwanza
Yeah.
tuanze mimi ni Afrika. Na hizi stores zinakuwa visited a lot. They are catering towards more of the expats. So there's a way in which they'll treat you differently as a
Yeah.
Kenyan, as opposed to kama wewe ni mzungu. Let's just be honest.
Mm.
And so the first thing that stood out to me is they're super nice, but not as nice as like the quality, the level of niceness that you get at a US business location. But generally, they
Yeah.
are a lot nicer. But they're even nicer ukiongea English and you sound as if you're not from here. That bothered me a lot, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
so if you want to get good quality service, I have to speak English so you can see that I sound a little bit different. Then you can kind of treat me better. Nikasema, unajua, my argument was, when no matter who you are and where you're coming from, as long
Yeah.
as I'm visiting your business establishment, I deserve to be treated with the same respect as anybody
Yes.
else. And so I found like customer service is it's not equal across the platform in such places.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's better. Kwa sababu wakisikia unaongea hivyo, they go out of their way to make sure you're having a good experience. If you go to a restaurant, they're super polite. The waitresses, they work really well.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, tuseme unatembea anywhere, tuseme hata kama ni tao, you go somewhere, you go to a supermarket or you go to a restaurant, somebody takes forever to come to you. And when they come to you, ni kama wanakufanyia a favor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not right, It's not right that Mkenya is going into a business establishment to spend their money. You're the reason why they exist. Let's start there.
Yes.
We are the
Yeah.
reason why these businesses exist. And so I felt that we really need to change the attitude, especially businesses have to switch the attitude that they have towards us as consumers, regardless
Yes.
of the background. Haijalishi kama
Yes.
niingia na slippers, kaa niko na dread sijazitengeneza, or if I
Yeah.
show up dressed
Whether they think you can afford or not.
or not. Exactly.
Yes.
That is what I was
Yeah.
trying to say but you said it better. Whether they think I can afford it or not, they should treat me equally as everybody else. Alafu
Yes.
complaint ingine ilikuwa major ni especially this online people, there's a lot of like online stores squeezy in Kenya. It's really picking up. So there's the expectation versus reality.
Yeah.
You order something, it just never gets delivered, or it gets delivered and it's not what you expected, and the customer service is horrible. You call them to do a follow-up, wanakuongelesha vibaya.
Yeah.
Wanakwambia utafanya nini? Ai, basi usinipeleke penye unataka. And because they speak like that because they know they have the power. They really do, because we let them have the power.
Yeah.
The only thing that I've seen watu wamemake effort ya kuimprove ni kuna hii buyer beware page on Facebook. But the only problem with that is it's a group.
Yes.
And a group that is not everybody has access to it. They decide who is in, who is out. They decide what can be posted and what can't be posted. So, alafu pia kuna hizi business pia ziko na online platform. They have their websites, they have their social media pages. But if I have control, if I'm the owner of the business, I'll control the narrative.
Yes.
If you say something that I don't like, I can just go ahead and censor it. So like, we really need a platform where we can have like the meeting of the minds, where sisi kama consumers, we can actually go out there and be able to review a business very honestly. Let's speak about it. And you can actually call out this business and be like, you know what? You guys are not really you're not serving it like you're supposed to. And then on the other side, businesses also be like, okay, you know what? There's actually a way I can get more customers if I fix this and this and this. Or I'm doing such a great job how can I maintain this level of service that I'm providing? And so if you're familiar with the US, they have Yelp.
Yes.
So that's why it's like the one-stop shop. If you're new to a place, you can go in there. You're looking for anything, restaurants, bars. You could be looking for dentists, anything. You name it, it's there. I was like, why can't you have that in Kenya? So the only difference, in Kenya, sometimes you don't know what you want. As human beings, you don't know what you need until somebody tells you this is what you need, or until somebody provides a platform for you. And actually, I did a poll. I took a poll, just a short poll to gauge people's attitude towards having such a platform before I did. And two things really stood out. Kenyans are really sick of terrible customer service. The only problem is no one is there to listen. And there's a sense of powerlessness, what Akwambia utadu, and then, you're left to just cry in a corner or something. The other thing is expectations versus reality.
Yes.
Like if you're telling me you're going to sell to me A, B, and C, I should expect A, B, and C. Don't remove the C and think it's optional.
Yes.
It's like, unajua, at least I did the extra work of mailing it, even if it's a size smaller or even if it's bigger or a different color, at least nimekufanyia your favor. Like this, it's as if they're doing you a favor. So I was like, you know what? If we have this platform in the US, why can't we have a similar platform in Kenya where we actually help each other improve the quality of service that you are receiving? And at the end of the day, actually, if it's something that can be very embraced, and it's almost like grassroots. Is it grassroots? One of some grassroots elections, grassroots campaign, This is a grassroots project where us as Kenyans need to be like, you know what? We are tired of this terrible customer service. We are tired of being treated like we are second-class citizens in a location where I'm actually supposed to be treated like I'm the boss. Customer is king. That's what they say. It's about time we wore that crown proudly, and demanded the quality of service you're asking for. Now, Musem, it's the same way. We can a Java house. There's a difference between the coffee in Java. There's no difference between a coffee in Java house and some restaurant, let's say Kibanda. There could be a little bit of difference.
Kibandaski.
Exactly, Kibandaski.
Yeah.
There are a lot of similarities, but the only key difference that will make you go pay 800 shillings for a coffee in Java versus maybe, this is not like I'm not trying to pick on the Kibandaski. I completely understand. But you can go to a Kibandaski and expect the services similar to those that are in Java House. You know what I mean? If I have the money, I'll go to Java House because I know they're going to treat me with respect, because I know the quality of service is going to be great, because I know that I'm going to get a bang for my buck.
Yeah.
But at the same time, does it mean that just because I can't afford it, I should be okay with being treated like I don't deserve it just because I'm going to a Kibandaski? And this Kibandaski guy needs to realize that najua uko hapo kwa sababu ya mimi aka 20 bob kangu ndio kanafanya uko open. So usidharau 20 bob yangu.
Yeah.
Let me give you one example. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much, but let me give you an example.
No, it's okay. It's all good.
The time I was in a mat, let me tell you how I don't take nonsense sometimes. I was in a mat and I paid, the mat was, just recently when I was back in Kenya, the mat is 80 bob. During COVID, they increased the fare. And then I gave this conductor 20 shillings. And then I just nice. I just like, okay, he's gonna give me my change. So I asked him the first time, he was like, madam, I was like, okay. Then I'm almost karibu na shuka nikamwambia nipatie 20 bob yangu, akaanza kunitusi, madam, si nimekupea 20 bob yako. Nikamuuliza like, when did you give it to me? Like, hukunipea, uliniambia ningoje. Even the guy sitting next to me is like, ulimwambia ngoje. So this guy was really, really like insulting towards me. Akanitusi sijui 20 bob peke yake. Unataka sijui, unajua the way they talk. I was like, you know what? You have to give me my 20 bob. I took a picture of him. So I took a picture of him. And then in the mat, they have these stickers where they say like, oh, hotline. Or like, you're going to give me my 20 bob. I don't care. Or you're going to lose your job. And for me, it's like, I was like, if I didn't have 20 bob getting in that matatu, you would not have let me get on that matatu.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's start there. And if I don't have 20 bob right now, I'd have to walk a distance that is 20 bob less for me to get on a matatu that will take 20 bob less.
Very, very true.
I took a picture of him. I called the management. I was like, this guy refused to give me back my 20 bob. I want my 20 shillings. And it's in this neighborhood where people are like, what's what gonna do? Like, ile neighborhood, 20 bob peke yake. The assumption. That's the main assumption,
Yeah.
So anyway, after I called, 10 minutes later, I received M-Pesa 20 shillings. Like, that's how much I made noise over 20 shillings. And so that's like one of those things where, like, you stand by yourself for yourself. Kuna watu wanasema, acha tu Mungu ni 20 bob. This is usually my argument. Mungu amenipatia brain to think that I need to stand up for myself. Nala, if God gave you the voice, if God taught you right from wrong, mbona unamwachia? Atiachia Mungu. Mungu hata shuka enda chukua hiyo 20 bob akupatie. You stand up for yourself, get your 20 shillings. And so matatus are also like part of the businesses we want to also review, because there's a culture of impunity when it comes to that industry. In some neighborhoods, it's okay, but in some, it's really, really bad. And so why should it be okay for people to be treated so poorly when we are the reason why they're out there in the first place? And my goal is not to like pick on businesses was figured. I'm trying to pick on them. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a win-win for the both of us. You improve quality of service, you deliver, promise, like expectations versus reality is what I actually expected. They usually say as advertised on TV. Then there's trust that is built towards that establishment. There's a reason why I want to continue using your business and your services, and it's because there's been a proven track record based on the reviews that I can see that you actually deliver. And you can't go in there and edit it because you're a third party. We are a third party. See what I mean? They don't have control. We go in, we are the ones who control the reviews. Like, no business can come in and decide, I don't like this one, I'm gonna delete it. Or I'm gonna, you can't delete it. What you see is what you get.
Yes.
So that's just what it is about, like in a nutshell.
Wow. Amazing stuff. I see a lot of people are joining in, and please, when you're here, please make sure you share this broadcast, because Mkenya Marekani brings a lot of nice information, and one of the things that you can help us, which is free, is helping us share. Because even for you, the time you'll want to come here, you'll want to come on a bigger platform. So you have to help us build this platform so that the time you'll have a need, you'll enjoy a bigger platform. Or isn't that so?
No, absolutely.
Yes.
Watu ni kujengana, right?
Watu ni kujengana kabisa. Thank you so much, all everybody who is watching. So what are some of the challenges that you've gone through building such kind of a platform?
So I'd have to say two main challenges. So the first challenge is, nowadays people here like this is basically a startup. So when people hear a startup, they assume, Udema amepewa do, she's trying to build this to promote some whatever, some big wig who has money. Actually, no, this is like just a labor of love, like you said. So the biggest challenge has been that you'll see that we have the website out there, but there's still so much more that needs to be done. And I'm doing it alone. It's like a one-woman show. I have some people that I can, once in a while, I get someone to do for me a few things, like part-time, and then like on a contract basis, then it goes off, But that's been the biggest challenge. Like if I had fans, that will be way steps ahead, but that's okay. It's something I'm very willing to be patient with because I see the potential. The other challenge, I'll be very honest, is just creating awareness. We've come a very long way in terms of embracing technology, which is awesome. Like so many people have smartphones right now. So many people are using like social media, and people are like spending days and hours on Instagram. But still, not many people understand and appreciate just how much power they have of being not just a consumer of information. Don't just go there to watch let's say an Instagram, what's the latest on IG. They haven't realized just how much power they have in terms of controlling the narrative and actually contributing to the bigger picture. And so the biggest challenge has been getting people to actually get on and review. Some people have really done it. It's awesome. But creating the awareness has been the biggest challenge. And it's because, of course, the fans as well, because nowadays, like, there's influencers, you pay them and they publicize your whatever that you're trying to promote.
Yeah.
But because I'm doing like very grassroots right now, so the biggest challenge is the word of mouth, passing from one person to the other and just getting people to know, not just know about it, but to actually go in and share their experiences, you know. So I could share a post on Facebook and somebody might like or might comment, but if you don't go and actually write a review of how you experience your experience in a certain location, then there's no way you're going to be helping others, you know, or helping yourself. Because if, let's say, you got a raw deal in something. I see people sometimes they post, oh, unajua mkate ya wapi inaitwaje? Let's say I don't remember the brands of let's say mkate
Yeah,
kama
I looked at the website, by the way, and I saw some of the comments. Maybe you can try
right,
even to share. I can try to, by the way, share the website here so guys can see what you're talking about.
yes,
Yeah, but keep going.
yes. And so the key thing is when you comment on Facebook, that thing gets lost in the Facebook sphere. Now it's
Yeah.
metasphere. It gets lost there because so many things come up. But on the website, it's canonized. You know, if somebody goes in 5 years later, 3 years later, 2 years later, an hour later, they're still gonna find it.
Yeah.
And so if you go and share your experiences, don't just that's the other thing. Actually, it's very interesting because when I did the poll, it also came up. One of the questions I asked was, if you could find a website that reviewed a product before you purchased it, would you be willing to use it? They're like, yeah, like 99% were like, yes, I want a website where I can actually go and read about something. Then the question was, would you be willing to review? Only 60% said yes. So we need to understand that for you to actually have access to that website and that information, you need to be a contributor to that information. You know, you're the normal consumer, you're the regular person. So you need to be part of the people who are actually providing that information for them to be able to actually, for you to be able to have access to similar information.
Yeah, yeah.
See what I mean?
So when somebody now, like for example, goes into your website, this is the website now.
Yes.
Discuss to us about the website, this platform, so that we can now get the pictures, the real life picture now as we go.
Yes, very okay. That's a very good point. So when you go to the website, you see there's the what. So what you do, just type in. It could be the name of a business. It could be like food. You could just type food, or you could type restaurant, or you could type the name of the business if you already know it.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the name of the business, just looking for food, you can just type food, and then the location, you can choose to enter the location or not.
Yeah.
So let's say you can type like food and then where, and then you click submit. So
let's try, like, give us an example. Food. We type food.
yeah, let's say food and then submit.
Seafood.
So there's the different
beauty.
options. If you click enter, it's just gonna send you all the different, anything related to food is gonna pop up.
Okay.
And then, so that's if you're looking for it. But if you want, you can also, okay, there you go. So you have the food.
All these businesses are based in Nairobi or other cities of.
So the website
or
is
other countries.
It's set in such a way. It's set in such a way that for now it's just for Kenya.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I can see now.
Anywhere,
places in Sarit Center.
Exactly. So if you want to be if you're in Kenya anywhere and you want to look for something, you can look for it here. And so what you do is, so let's say, can you click on Jumia? Let's click on Jumia or Pizza Inn or whichever one, any one of those.
The Pizza Inn. Okay.
Yeah, you can click on that too. So when you click on that, then you see there is write a review.
Okay.
Yes. So do you see that you're rating? So there's a little, so see there's a downward arrow next to write a review.
Yes. This one?
Yes.
Okay.
So and then you can just come here, like your email address, then title. So it was an awesome experience. So we're giving like tips on how to write a review because it could be something very new to you. And then,
and how do you verify that somebody was actually in this restaurant? Because like on Amazon, when I review, they can actually tell I bought that thing.
So how you verify is you send. You wanna scroll up? So
I scroll up.
that's a good point. So there's a difference between Amazon and this site. In that Amazon, for you to review, you have to be purchasing something from them.
Yeah.
See what I mean? And it's something that
Yeah.
once you purchase something from them, they already have your data.
Mm-hmm.
They already have your email address and what you purchased. But this one you're coming in from an angle of, the Google review angle.
Yeah.
And so one way that you can verify is we have if you scroll just beneath write a review, just scroll a little bit up. Yeah. So you can add images. So you can upload images.
Mm-hmm.
So you see your rating. So can you just highlight a cursor? There's something a little bit, highlight the cursor, your rating, then next to it, just your cursor just around that.
Oh, browse.
So you can browse for images and then you can select and
Okay, from
upload.
this restaurant. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So if you went to a restaurant and then you want to review it, then you might be reviewing it based on the food that you were given or based on the customer service that you received. And so one thing you could do is you could upload an image. Let's say, oh, there's a time I was with a friend. This is like real life. I'm not making this up. We just forgot to take a picture. We were at a very nice restaurant.
Yeah.
And she ordered tea and there was a fly in her tea.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
In the US, that would be a lawsuit.
Yeah.
A fly in your tea. In Kenya, she just had to go and be like, hey guys, I have a fly in my tea. Can you make me a new part? And so it's so amazing that at that time we were so upset. We didn't remember to take a moment and take a picture and upload it here. But so that's one of the things that you could upload. So if you select image, then you can upload the image
You
as
can upload.
evidence. Right. Like
So
this is where I was, and this is the proof that I have. And then you write a review for it.
So is this service now only based on only hot restaurants and places
No.
that are already well established? Because
No.
like sasa hizo za kibanda sasa utaziwekaje hapa?
So that's a very good point. So go back home. If you go home.
Okay. Wait.
So if you go, you see, it should be click that, the logo, and then I think it's being obstructed by the Kenya Marekani logo, but beneath that is add listing.
I see that.
Yes. So the ad listing serves two purposes. You might be, like in this case. So this goes back to where I was saying that I'm doing everything on my own.
Yeah.
To populate, like to get the names of the restaurants and everything and all the businesses, I had to do it myself, which means I'm not really in a position to add all the restaurants. I might not know even all the places. All like we have schools, we have any place that you spend money, that should be there. So if you're looking to review and you can't find it, then you click on add listing.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So if you click on add listing,
yeah.
So this is open to anyone. So that I don't want to close people out in case you want to add something or to review something and it's not there. So it's free to add a listing. So if you scroll down all the way, keep going, continue, click continue. So on that, and then so when you come into the feeling lazy, say hello to fill out OBOT. So if you turn that on, it will automatically fill out. So see, turn me on the top, the pink or whatever that color is. Yeah, turn that on. So think of a business that you know. So let's say, what business can I think of? Any business you can think of in Kenya that you know of? We are gonna actually add it in real time right now. You can but
just
I don't
tell me
to,
one.
Let's see. Let's say Quick Mart. I think we have Quick Mart there already, but can you type Quick Mart? Quick Mart. MART. Should be one word.
Oh, wait, the ones that are popping up from here.
Oh, you're from, okay, it's in the US because of your what is it called?
Yeah,
your IP
my map.
Yes.
Oh yeah, now it's going to Germany and all that. So I won't be able to help.
Can you go back? Can you? It's T. It's supposed to be a T. Quick Mart.
Oh,
Or,
quick
or
mart.
yeah, Quick Mart.
You're saying quick mart.
Yes, it should be one word. MART. And then maybe Nairobi because that might help. Can you? Okay, there you go. So just go back a little bit. Just a little. Go back to NAI only, and then back again. All I'm trying to show is see, it has like different, sometimes it shows different this different options. Like if you have different branches, you
Mhm.
can choose a specific branch. This one looks like the one in Wayaki Way is not that popped up. So there's Quick Mart Wayaki Way. Okay, there you go. So you click on that. So if you scroll down, you just zoom back up. You'll see because you selected the turn me on, most of the information will be automatically filled in. See, there's the full
Mhm.
address has already been filled in. Their phone number is there. Their website is there. And
Oh
then the
wow.
category has already been put, type of food.
Mhm.
And then, so scroll down. Here, you don't have to describe the listing. And this
Mhm.
is because at the end of the day, if the business wants to describe their listing, then they can do that. But because you don't own the business, you want to just review them, you don't have to describe it. And then so when you scroll all the way down, it will tell you submit.
Oh, now down.
Yes, all the way down. So you enter your email address and then your ID. The reason why we need people to enter their email addresses is to avoid spamming and bots,
Mhm. Yeah.
because that's how it's very easy for hacking to happen.
Mhm.
So what happens? You put in the email address and then username and then save and preview and submit. So once you submit like that,
Mhm.
we get a notification, and I'm like real time. Not just like when you're running such a thing, you're like always on call. So what
Yeah.
happens is I automatically go in and I approve the listing. I
Mhm.
also do that. The reason why there's a limit we have to decide to approve listings is you're trying to keep this site family friendly. And it's
Yeah.
very easy for spammers to try and go in and add very unsavory stuff. And so it just
Mhm.
helps to just make sure that we are doing quality control in terms of what are we allowing to be published out there and what are
Yes.
we not allowing to be published out there. And so those are some of the controls that you have to put in place to make sure that everything is kosher.
And what is the take now on the businesses? Because you know, big businesses back home and even the owners, business
Hmm.
owners,
Hmm.
they feel like they are on top of the game, like they are above the law. So
Yes.
seeing some of their businesses with bad reviews there,
Hmm.
can they come and maybe look for you? You know, Kenya is Kenya.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's something I've thought about because I remember when I was running this idea by a friend, she was like, "Where you don't want to deal with? Are you sure you want to do that?" But
Yeah.
one thing we need to understand is the goal is not to demonize anybody. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're a business with a bad review and you want to come after me, then maybe it's time we did some soul searching and ask
Yeah.
yourself if you really are an above board person, you know. And what you're trying to do is if when a business gets these reviews, then they can go in and actually try to fix it. And the only way these things can be fixed, honestly, it's by
Mm-hmm.
us taking charge.
Yeah.
We need to recognize just how much power and influence we as individuals, with our one bob, with our 10 bob, with our 10,000 shillings, with our
Mm-hmm.
100,000 shillings, we have
Yeah.
so much influence no matter how much money you have. Oh, another thing that
Mm-hmm.
we have put in place is we are putting, especially the big thing with the scammers, especially in Kenya, scamming has become a very big thing. Online
Yeah.
scamming,
Yeah. True.
people
Mm-hmm.
setting up websites and setting up Facebook pages and Instagram pages, selling stuff that they've stolen. So one
Mm-hmm.
thing you're trying to put in place is if that business is listed on Shopper Beware, we have to
Yeah.
verify it. And we're being very thorough. We're not just verifying it. Oh, unajua nini, tupatie 1K alafu takupatia kale ka blue tick. Unajua vile hii mambo inaenda. No, we're not doing that. Nowadays, we have very good ways in which people are actually, has tried to try and limit, regulate the level of deceit that goes on. And one way that they're doing that is, do you have a KRA PIN? Do you have a VAT registration? Are you paying your taxes? What are your tax returns? Like, I know that sounds a bit technical, but that honestly is one of the very good ways of verifying that you actually are a legit business and you exist. First
So
of all.
one of the things that really comes to my mind is Kenya is our motherland, and
Yes.
sometimes because of being exposed, like you've been to the US and you live there, you want to change you go there, you find, like, for instance, you've taken the issue of service and you're trying to make that, but Kenyans back home, they're like, sasa huyu ametoka ng'ambo anajifanya, sisi tumezoea kutumia hii kitu vile iko, sasa unajifanya nini wewe, sisi hatupangwingwi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I have to be realistic about these things. At the end of the day, not everybody is gonna appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah.
Nalewa. At the end of the day, not everybody is gonna be in your corner. But for me, all I care about is if after this project has run, we are able to improve the quality of service for even 3 people, for 5 people, for 10 people, that will be success to me. There's gonna be the naysayers. Of course, you're always gonna have naysayers.
Yeah.
It's all right. And I learned this from when I was in KU. I don't know. My VC back then was Olive Mugenda. When I first went to KU, that school was like a high school. My sister went there first. And then when Olive Mugenda took over as VC, I was the freshman then. She changed everything. Right now, when you walk into KU, you feel like you're walking into an institution that is worthy of being called a higher education institution. The infrastructure is wonderful. I know there have been some shortcomings, some challenges. And it made me realize one thing. And I had been lucky enough that I was part of an organization. I managed to travel. My first flight, my first flight was to South Korea. And I remember coming back feeling so depressed. I was a third year student. And things are so good. Kenya is horrible. Like, horrible in terms of just Kenya is good. I love my motherland. But there are things we could do better. And then I remember thinking, Olive Mugenda, and I learned something from her. She's someone who has traveled widely. She's someone who's been exposed to other places. And maybe she felt the same frustration in terms of, I wish I could change something on a larger scale about Kenya. But she had KU where she could influence change. And she did that.
Yeah.
So for her, that small scale, just an institution she was able to impact, was change enough for her. So for me, if at the end of the day, if I'm able to change the way 100 businesses do business, change the way 100 businesses interact with customers, change the way 10 people are treated when they walk into some high-end business, regardless of whether they look like they can afford or not, for me, that's a win.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm going to have naysayers, but I'm looking more on the success I'm going to be able to achieve. I know there are going to be challenges, but I'm
true.
more focused on the success.
On the same breath, because you've told us the story where you had to call out for your 20 shillings. And I know even in your work, you need workforce. And when you say you don't have money, now watu unajua umetoka US, they expect you
oh man, that is a
to pay like
point.
We are working for an NGO. I think it's only in NGO where people are paid so much than what it should go to the people. So I don't know if that's a challenge to you or not.
I am so glad you brought that up. It is a double-edged sword. It's a good sword that if I walk somewhere and I speak English, I'll get good service. It's a bad sword that if I walk just to clarify, I'm not speaking like good English. Kenyans have very good English. I'm just talking in terms of like the accents and stuff like that. So sometimes accents can be misconstrued to somebody thinking that, we must have a lot of money. And it's a problem in that people don't understand that just because I came from the US doesn't mean that I have dollars or access to dollars. You know how life is out there. And so it's been such
Mhm.
a challenge because I meet someone and I'm trying to have them like help me with this project. Of course, I give a little bit, like stuff I'm to work for free unless they're looking for internships. I'm not sure, like they're in college, they need the internship for 3 months. But even that, if they need to go somewhere, I usually provide like facilitate transportation. If I send them somewhere, I have to facilitate their meals. I'm not gonna expect you to just
Mm.
and I actually have them like if I have an intern, they work from home, but then we meet once a week because I
Yeah.
understand the funds and the logistics. But it becomes a problem to keep it heavy. And then I break into English. And then it's like, oh, okay, I think there's an opportunity. I'm like, dude, I really don't have money. This is the truth,
Yeah. Hmm.
And setting up such a project, honestly, because even the infrastructure itself, getting even the even putting together a website, the domain, the labor that goes
Hmm.
into it, there's so much money that goes into it that you don't
Yeah.
have, that it's very hard to communicate to people about that. And so, but if I meet those who understand, the people who've been there, done that, understand what it's like, then I've been lucky enough to find people who understand. But I've also had the challenge of having to be dismissed because I'm a poor.
Hmm.
Huyu Mkenya alikuja rudi hapa amesota hivi. But or the other thing is, mbona tudanganya na kona do? You
Yeah.
understand? And
Yeah.
so, yeah, that has been one of the challenges.
You mentioned something. I think that I was talking to somebody about it. When it comes to internship, I think
Hmm.
that word is overused in Kenya
Hmm.
to misuse people and mistreat people, because some people have been working as interns for
Hmm.
5 years without any pay, and you're doing a job like a professional.
Hmm.
Is that in line with something you want to dive in
Oh
and
yeah.
change as well, or
Oh
because
yeah.
that's still service?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And honestly, even before, I think Kwambia, the level of guilt that I feel when I tell an intern, like, oh, you know what, I want you to do an internship, but you know what, I can't afford to pay you. I'm like, dude, I might not be able to afford to pay you, but I need to facilitate something. And honestly,
Yeah.
this is my opinion. This is purely my opinion. And I think I'm coming also from the background of I used to teach at a university in the US. So I'm coming from both sides of I teach kids to go out there and look for internships. And I'm also this
Yeah.
person who's going to provide internship opportunities. And I honestly believe that the maximum someone should intern for free, unless it's with the UN or these
Yeah.
big organizations where like they have such a big reach that it's just having
Hmm.
working for them, it's a big thing that's gonna improve your CV. I honestly feel like the maximum is 6 months. And I feel
Hmm.
that actually for me, I usually say minimum 3 months unpaid, but with a stipend of some sort, like facility
Yeah.
transport. Like if you want me to come to the office and meet you, please. If I want you to come and meet me, I have to figure out how you're gonna get there. And there's no, like, we have to be realistic. Kenya, we don't have McDonald's, we don't have Wendy's, we don't have places where people can go and work minimum wage. There are so many jobs in the
Mm-mm.
US, quote unquote, though they pay
Yeah.
very little, but they are jobs. In
Yeah.
Kenya, that McDonald's job is what somebody's dad is looking for to be able to support them. So someone is coming from a background where they have nothing and probably their family depends on them, and you're using them for free labor. And I've actually had an issue. I'm sorry, it's a very issue that's very, I take very offense with, like, a very personal for me, because when I was looking for internships, I'm looking for kids fresh from college, because the goal also is I'm teaching you how to do this moving forward. And
Yeah.
so I get applications from people, they've been like interns, like you said, for 3 years. And you look at the places they've been interning, it's not like these big places that you hear of. They're very public. They seem
Yeah.
to be doing so
Especially in
well.
the media and hotel industry.
I don't want to name names, but you're right. Media, especially the media industry.
Yeah.
Someone you
That's.
can see, like somebody has been interning for 3 years. And first of all, when I see that, I'm sorry to say this, but I really don't give them internships, because I'm like, I'm not gonna be adding to the exploitation. I can't afford you. I'm just very realistic. I can't afford you. The level of experience you have, it's above my what I can afford to pay you. And
Yeah.
so I find it very, very problematic that someone can be comfortable with having someone intern for them for 3 years. and not offer them jobs. And even worse is you find that somebody has been doing that for 3 years, then somebody else who comes up as an influencer. I'm sorry, I have nothing against influencers, but this is a very random example I'm throwing out there. I make
Yeah.
a video, it goes viral, and oh, hey, you want to get a job? Sure, we'll pay you. And then
Mhm.
somebody gets in, so they're being paid, they have a job, and you has been working there for like 3 years. You're not being given the job.
Mhm.
It's something that's very wrong. And it reminds me, sorry, it reminded me of something else. I used to be at an organization, I'm not gonna name names. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
This organization,
Yeah. For security purposes.
yes, left me very salty. And it's because we used to volunteer at the organization,
Mhm.
but there was that level of exploitation as well. If you volunteer
Yeah.
with them, like, the longer you stayed there, the more they exploited you. They'd have
Mhm.
like these job opportunities open up, but they'd hire someone from outside. Like somebody walks in and then they're hired. But you, because you're a volunteer and you've proved to be so resourceful and okay with not being paid, then you just stay there. It doesn't look like you need the money. Of course I need the money. But I was a student back then. So not when you're a student, you're still like you really don't care so much about that.
Yeah.
But when I look back, I still feel like that was very exploitative, and it still goes on up to now, which is very sad,
Wow.
to be
Wow.
honest.
Wow. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a very big issue. That's a very big issue here.
Yeah. I was just interviewing an MP aspirant,
Hmm.
and we talked about some of the issues similar to what we're talking about right now. And all Kenyans in diaspora, their common denominator is they want to change the motherlands, but it's not gonna come very easy because you have to change people perspective in the first place.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
very very
because
true. And having straddled both, I've been in the US, I've come back, and I'm also going back. So it's a very interesting dynamic there.
Mhm.
But I understand that many Kenyans who really in diaspora really want to change the way things work here, and it's awesome. At the same
Yeah.
time, I have a bone to pick with some of my Kenyan friends, not Kenyan friends, like some of us Kenyans in the diaspora. And I've found, in line with the same thing about internship, I found another very disturbing thing about us. I'm sorry, I hope I don't offend anybody. But I found that Kenyans will look in the diaspora will look for services from Kenyans in Kenya or from fellow Kenyans in the diaspora, but they still shortchange them.
Mhm.
Either they refuse to pay after the service has been done, or they
Yeah.
want to pay way below the market
Mhm.
price just
Mhm.
because you're a Kenyan. But you
Yeah.
don't realize that you're also
To
perpetrating the
bargain.
same right. You need to bargain to there's always bargaining. It's in our blood. Bargain lazima.
Yeah.
But we need to bargain to a point. I
But
usually
but but
say,
but, but
mhm,
it's so funny that you go to an American, like I'm in the wedding industry, you go to an
mhm.
American, whatever service they offer, if it's $5,000, you will not even mention a bargain, will
I
not
was
come
gonna
into your
say
mouth.
that. I was gonna
But when
say
it's a
that.
Kenyan, charging even cheaper, like if the market price is 5,000, you're charging 2,500.
Exactly.
They're like, we modo wa nyumba we.
I was going to say the exact same thing because if let's say you said like if you're charging 5,000, they're okay with that. The same way when they're looking for services and they get a quotation from an American or somebody in the diaspora, could be the UK. I don't know about how the UK works. I'm just gonna talk from experience in
Mhm.
the US. You really just accept it. You've done your research, the person does a good job, you accept it. But for some reason, there's something in us that just feels the need to bargain when it's a fellow Kenyan.
Yeah.
But you need to understand that these are Kenyan who's also, this is like their livelihood.
Mhm.
If it's a Kenyan in the, let's say, in that entertainment industry or in the service providing industry, they're relying on their like labor and everything. And in the US, you have to pay for your, especially like self-employed, basically, you have to pay for your own everything. As
Yeah.
opposed to, let's say, I have a job, I'm employed. I have a fixed income, a fixed, let's say, salary from a US, which means a US
Mhm.
company, which means a US rate. Why do I
Yeah.
want to charge a Kenyan? Why do I want Kenyan to charge me a Kenyan rate? You know what I mean? So I think like I really like the idea of us wanting to change our motherland, but we also need to change our mindset as well. A
Yeah.
little bit more, you know. Let's not just change it in a way that suits us. Let's also change it in a way that suits the other people. Let it be a
Yes,
symbiotic
yes.
relationship, you know.
Absolutely. Uh, I wanted to ask this, and by the way, let me big up. Let me big up. This is my high school teacher,
Awesome.
Madam Lillian Kinuthia, all the way in Eldoret. I salute you. I salute you. There is one video we did yesterday with Kina Miriam. That one you will really like it. You go watch it on Kenya Marekani. You will really appreciate. We had all the Eldoret people surrounding us. So I see a lot of people, by the way. Hey, wait, I'm telling you, people are now starting to
Yeah,
come in.
I've seen the
Let,
comments.
let, let, let me ask you one question. Do you think like the service that we are talking about will ever get to a good standard where like because especially in the market, goods once bought, you can never return them. It's unlike here in the US where I can buy something, use it, I see it's not working, I take it back to Amazon, I ship it back. Or if it's in a car accident, you call your insurance. I've ever been hit back on my car. I called the insurance. They didn't even ask where I am. They just said we're gonna get your car, get another car for you for the 2 weeks as you look for another car as we sort your issue, without even sending a police. You abstract nini nini. Do you think our service, even trust, will ever get to that point?
Do you know it does exist actually? But it's in different settings.
Yeah.
So that actually, like, I'm sorry, like I'm pausing because that's a very interesting question because it's one of those things that I was talking about before. Where are you? In what location are you?
Yeah.
And how do they perceive you? See what I mean? And so the only way that you can embrace it, the only thing that you need now to have it expand more, want it to have
Yeah.
it expand more. And it's how you do by, what is it called? Creating more. Such a platform is if somebody sees that there's a lot of competition. Let's say we are at the same level, and there's a lot of competition. We are providing very good service. People are starting to go to this other business because their reviews are great. People will be asking themselves, how do I make myself stand out?
Yeah.
The way they stand out is now starting to introduce this idea of, you know what? If you buy something, you don't like it, you have this day return policy and this and this and this. So it's going to go towards how do I make this customer come to me more? So it challenges them to actually improve their service. And before you know it, because the US didn't start like that. It's what
No.
you want to find, but they didn't start like that. And it's
Yeah.
because of competition. Competition to be the best service provider of X. And how do I become the best service provider of X? Customer
Yeah.
experience. How do I improve the customer experience? Can I have a return policy? Can I have a grace period? How do I handle this in a way that they'll want to come back to me as opposed to going to the other person?
Yeah.
And I've seen comments so as much bargaining is in our DNA. Yeah, I agree, guys. Let me just be clear. I'm not against bargaining. I 110% support bargaining. My
Yeah.
only issue was just let's not try to change each other. No. So the bond I was speaking was not with Kenyans bargaining in Kenya. The bond I was speaking with a Kenyan being willing to pay X to person Y, but then wants to bargain with you. Why shouldn't they pay
Yes.
you if they're willing to pay person Y? Why shouldn't they pay you the same thing? Saidiane, Saidiana. Let's not help somebody else when they get
Tujengane.
Tujengane, exactly. But I
Tujengane.
appreciate the comment.
End of quote. End of quote. Guys, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that's how hiyo kujengana inaingililia hapo. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe and click that bell so that anytime we bring such good information and empowering one another, be part of this journey. Be part of this journey. Yeah. Let me see, where is my tablet? I'm using so many. I'm the same time. In the same time, I'm my own producer. Yeah.
I
Multitasking for men
understand.
is not that easy.
It's
Yeah.
called a one-man
Yeah.
band.
One day we will grow. One day we will
Oh,
grow.
absolutely.
Yeah. So let me see some let me see if there is any question. You if you have any question, anything you want to say, you've been following the conversation, now you understand what our friend is trying to do. You can bring in your comments, and we appreciate the good work she's doing. By the way, I want to commend the work you're doing. You know,
Thank
it's
you so much.
something that in the future, maybe right now, people might see it as a something, but in the future, because that's where we are heading. Kenya is
Mhm.
developing at a very fast rate.
Oh
It's
yeah.
competing against the world, and everybody now is trying to emulate like some of the good qualities, especially for business.
Yes.
So, and business service is one of them. So, because you can't achieve a lot if you don't know how to relate with your customers, you know.
And let's not be comfortable with not getting good service. I feel like we just,
Yeah,
we accept, Nisa, bora high. There's a time back then it was like the bora high. We are no longer saying bora high. We are like, give
yeah,
us the right qualities of service.
yes. Wow, I want to big up people. We already gone over 1 hour.
Mhm.
I want to appreciate you so much. So,
Thank you for
what
having
is
me.
your like in 5 years? Where do you see yourself now?
In 5 years, with this project,
Yeah.
I see it like a household name. This is what my dream is in 5 years. I want
Mhm.
Shopper Beware be a place where mtu akifikiria sijui kwenda kubai nini, first of all they're like, okay, acha niangalie Shopper Beware. What are people saying about this company?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in 5 years, I want it to be the one-stop place where people go to verify whether they're gonna get a bang for their buck. Are they
Mhm.
gonna get what they deserve? Are they gonna get value for their money? So
Yeah.
before you decide to go to that Kibandaski, are you gonna get value for your money at the Kibandaski? Before you
Mhm.
decide to get to whatever platform, whatever business, and it's not just like shopping and dining. I'm also looking the schools. There's so many complaints about how maybe head teachers treat kids, schools, hospitals, the level of service people receive there, the facilities, how are they? Like, that's the only way that we can actually help each other improve how we
Mhm.
receive the services. So I want Shopper Beware be like the one-stop place where everybody goes there to share their experiences and also to get an honest third-party review before they make a decision.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank
I've
you.
already linked your website on our
Mhm.
YouTube channel. So, guys, you can go to that YouTube and see what this amazing Kenyan lady doing. You know, they say what a man can do.
A woman
I
can
will not
do
come
way better. I don't know.
way back. Yeah. So kudos, big salute for even thinking about mother tongue. She lives here in the US, but now she's in Kenya for some time, and she thought of giving back. This is kind of like giving back to our community, yeah,
Yes.
and which is a very good thing. We want to big up you for the good job you're doing, and soon it will employ people.
Oh yeah,
You
that
know?
honestly, I'm sorry. I know you're winding down. Like that's also one
Yeah.
of my things. I really like there's so much need for employment, especially the youth in Kenya. And
Mm.
there's a project that I do on the side. I just do like a little typing project, and I have like maybe one or two people help me. It's amazing how when if you give somebody an opportunity, Kenyans, they do a very good job. The only
Yeah.
thing they miss is the platform.
Hmm.
And if this Shopper Beware grows, I can tell you it's gonna employ at least 5 people just from the word go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how much potential it has. And once it grows, I'm really like, and just one last thing, I know I keep saying one more thing. Another thing why I really like
Are
this
you
project
becoming a
is
preacher?
I know, I know. I should grab a Bible. um, the other thing that I like about it is even if when I move back to the US, I can still continue running it. It's a web-based project. So I
Yeah.
don't have to be machinani to have
Hmm.
it continue going on. And so
Yeah.
it's this platform that, regardless of where I am, the job opportunities are still there for Kenyans, and it's gonna be
Hmm.
employing Kenyans. And
Yeah.
so it could be 3 years from now, but it's gonna be between either I run out of funds that I'm using to build it, or it grows. So it could be two things. But either way, I'll be proud of the project, and as far as it goes, I'll be happy for how far God will have brought me to it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Where can guys get you? Like, do you now have like a page on Instagram for the business?
Yes. So we are on Facebook, shopperbeware.co. I only put the .co because that's the website handle, because it's not .com, it's .co.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Instagram, shopperbeware.co as well. And then
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, it's shopperbeware.co, capital C, capital O.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
Um,
if you want to maybe reach out, if you want to contact me about anything, the email is info@shopperbeware.co. So info@shopperbeware.co, not .com. Thank
yeah.
you. Mhm.
Asante sana, asante sana. Thank you so much for your time here on Kenya Marekani. Uh, in 2-3 years down the line, also Marekani will have grown, will give you a bigger platform.
Awesome.
Like right now tunakuzana.
Oh no, yeah, we're gonna get there. I really have a lot of hope
Yeah.
and faith in this.
Yeah. So thank you so much even for believing in Kenya Marekani. Let's keep supporting each other and lighting one another's candle. We will not lose a thing.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having me, and have a good night. And I know it's very late over there. And thank you.
Yes. Asante sana. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Yeah. Well. Thank you so much, guys. I've been seeing a lot of people watching here. Big up to everybody who was watching. I'm telling you, thank you so much. The support we've gotten always here is immense, and it's courtesy of you. We will not be here if we'll not be having your support. So please go to our YouTube channel. I'm gonna just show you in a bit how to subscribe. How to subscribe, and my guest, don't leave. I'm finishing this, and then I'll come talk to you.
Oh.
So this is how you subscribe. Once you subscribe, the bell is very important. The bell is very important. You know, YouTube is not easy to grow. So, but I know there's a lot of people who have subscribed but forgotten to put that bell. That bell is very important. Once you subscribe, you will see that bell. It has to turn. Look at this. Lazima usikie nging, nging. Yeah, I see guys are still joining even while we conclude. Thank you so much. So for you to be able to receive, like tomorrow, I'll be having another big show here of another lady who was in a coma for over 1 month. The doctors had written her off. They had given her 24 to 48 hours to just go. But she's now up and about. The time I received my transplant, and she was doing dialysis, the same as I was doing. So we kept encouraging one another. So I'll be bringing her story tomorrow. So please, you don't want to miss this. So go right now to our YouTube channel and subscribe and click the bell so that when I come tomorrow, we'll be coming at around 11 a.m. That's around maybe 9 or 9:30, like this in Kenya PM. So tomorrow, catch us on Kenya Marekani. But once you click the bell, you don't need to know the time, because when we are on, you just receive a nging on your phone. So thank you so much for always supporting Kenya Marekani. God bless you. See you tomorrow.